I am the director of the pre-novitiate house in Buffalo, New York, which is called the Bishop Fallon Residence. The pre-novitiate is the initial level of oblate formation. These are young men who are usually in college or college age, or if they're post-grad, need to study philosophy before they get to the novitiate. They need certain requirements. And they study here at Duville College, which is right next door to us in Buffalo, run by the Grey Nuns. My job is to walk with them, to discern with them, and eventually to evaluate their readiness for the novitiate.
The idea that I had of religious vocation was always in my mind since I was a little kid.
I don't put anything outside to let people know, and then people always tell me, "Hey, the way you talk, look like a priest. Do you think about it?" I said, "No," but in front of me, it's like, "Yeah, sure, God, you tell me that, I know."
I only became a Catholic in 2006 when I joined my mom for a Sunday Mass. I was so surprised by what I saw, the Mass. It was so fascinating. So I decided to be Catholic. So I took the doctrine classes. I was received in the Catholic Church, and I started ministry in the altar service and vocations group.
At work, I've been working hard, make everything in purpose, but I feel I missed something. And then I said, "What is it?" And then when my mom was done, I'd gone and I said, "Oh, this is what I miss. I miss the fully in God, like all my work, all my deeds for God."
Slowly I came to realize, I think I'm called to go into Buffalo to look at the priesthood more and see if this is the life for me.
It's been in the back of my head when I was growing up, is this, my calling? Could I be called to the priesthood? I always consider that an option. Just the fact that it's been there in my mind is good enough for me. And it hasn't gone away. It's only probably gotten stronger, I'd say. I think that is evident to me that I have a calling.
The hospitality of an oblate attracts me a lot. I used to go to the Scholastic House in San Antonio. I spent a couple of days there, and I see all that welcoming, that warmth, those smiles when I came in, and just speaking to the scholastics there and how they got along each other even though they were so different. And I like that about the oblates.
During Sunday Masses, it was standing room only. And I saw that, and then I realized that that's part of what the oblate charism was about. They preached the gospel to the poor and forgotten or abandoned. And we were poor both financially and spiritually. And teaming up together as a parish community really brought us all home and drove home the message of what being a parish is about.
I've always had that vocation calling in the back of my head. And sometimes I didn't want to see it. And just talking with the oblates that came to Houston, it was not just a certain moment that I had in my mind that I was going to be a priest or I had a vocation. It was just a slow process, to understand it and to accept it finally.
Eventually, when I did finally decide to answer this calling that I felt, I wound up getting in touch with the Oblate Vocation Director in San Antonio, Father Charlie Banks, and he asked me to go to a come and see, and I said, well, sure, there's no harm in that. Go to a come and see, come here, see.
They were a very friendly and very welcoming community, and they were just like a family. Whenever I went over and visited them to discern with them, they always prayed together, they ate together, and they were like family, and I liked that a lot.
I identified with St. Eugene the Masonet a lot. His life and all that he went through. I saw similarities in my life and his life. I started to study more about the oblates, about the church as well. And I really like that about St. Eugene, that he loved the church very much. And that inspired me to know better my faith and the church and the traditions and the wisdom of the church, you know, and that's how I got here.
One thing which strikes me about St. Eugene was the fact that he left a life like a diocesan priest and went to be a missionary. That is not easy to do. To take vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. That is not easy to do. As a diocesan priest, he could have whatever he wanted. He could own property, but he decided that I'm going to be a missionary and took a vow of poverty just to serve the poor, just to reach out to the nations. So it really strikes me about him. And that is what I think God is calling me to do.
St. Eugene de Mazenod, he got on people's nerves. But he was very passionate, and that's what I like, because I feel very passionate about the priesthood of the Catholic Church. These things are very important to me, and they always have been, and they've only gotten more important to me as I've gotten older. And they were important to him. He felt like the priesthood was very necessary, very important, and had to be at the service of people. As a priest, you were a servant of the people, and I really like that.
The charism of, in my opinion, of St. Eugene is go wherever you need it. It doesn't matter where, as long as you need it and you see the need of the people, that somebody needs to be there. That's where you have to go.
Living in community is something else that's very interesting to me anyway. I'm usually a very standoffish person, one of the loner people, an introvert, one that doesn't like to socialize and be with people. But here it's different. I don't feel that way. I have a lot more energy to live with people, talk with people, joke with people. It's very positive to share with others here.
I think it is a positive thing to live in the community, because you don't see your errors, you don't see your faults whenever you're by yourself. You need to be with a lot of people to realize what you're lacking. Maybe either they tell you or you see something in them, then you realize that you have it too. Even just talking to them to experience different kinds of ideas or different thoughts about people.
I came into this thinking, I can leave today, I can leave tomorrow, I can leave whenever. I'm not bound by anything. But now I'm thinking, okay, how much longer do I have to wait? How much longer do I have to wait until I can actually begin being a full oblate later on after perpetual vows?
I really do feel the calling of a priest, and I do feel the calling of what St. Eugene wanted, you know, and St. Eugene dreamed of. And I'm really attracted to that. I'm really attracted to that life, you know, to St. Eugene's vision of his Oblates of Mary Immaculate.
One of the things that I basically say to the guys over and over again, my philosophy is, as they're here, you know, trying to live this life, you know, in community, in prayer, in study, in ministry, does this fit you? Can you do this with a certain amount of ease?